So, what if I told you that you could solve any problem and be absolutely sure it would never, ever come back? Today, we're going to dive into a way of thinking that helps you stop, just fighting fires and actually start preventing them. It's all about focusing on the right problem every single time. And a quick shout out to the Flying Wings online school. Their lesson material was the inspiration for this whole explainer. All right, let's get right into it. You totally know the feeling, right? You put in all this work, you find a fix, you have that little moment of celebration, and then a week later, bam, there it is again. That same problem just staring you in the face. It is so frustrating, and it really feels like we're missing something obvious. Well, today we are officially putting on our detective hats. We're going to investigate exactly why our fixes so often fail. We are going to crack the case of the problem that just keeps coming back. And here it is, our first major clue. The reason so many of our solutions just don't stick is that we're only tackling what we can see, right on the surface. We're dealing with the effect, not the real cause that's hiding underneath. So this brings us to what is maybe the most critical distinction in all of problem solving. We have got to learn how to tell the difference between a symptom and a true root cause. This is the absolute key to uncovering the real culprit. Okay, first, let's get our terms straight. A symptom, that's the obvious part. It's the headache, it's the dirty street, it's the little warning light blinking on your dashboard. It's all the visible evidence that tells you, hey, something is wrong here. A root cause, though, that's the hidden reason. It's not the headache, it's the dehydration that caused the headache. It's the fundamental core issue that, if you leave it alone, will just keep pumping out more and more symptoms. This visual just makes the difference so clear, doesn't it? Putting a bandage on a wilting leaf is just treating a symptom. But watering the roots, now you're getting somewhere. One is a quick, temporary fix. The other is a real, lasting solution. And believe me, this isn't just some academic exercise. The stakes here are incredibly high. Choosing to focus on one over the other has massive, real-world consequences. This illustrates the two paths we can take perfectly. On one side, you're just stuck in a loop. You're endlessly treating symptoms. Sure, it brings some temporary relief, but it wastes so much time and energy. On the other side, by tackling the root cause, you create real, long-term impact and you build sustainable solutions that actually empower people. All right, let's open our first case file. The symptom is obvious. Women in a particular community have very low incomes. Now, a surface-level fix might be to just give them money, right? But when we dig deeper, we find the roots. They can't get to the markets, they don't have business training, they're stuck with middlemen, and they have limited education. Solving those problems, that creates lasting economic change. Here's another one for you. Symptom: students are dropping out of school. The easy, ineffective response is to maybe punish the students. But the real reasons, the root causes, might be things like family poverty, the poor quality of the education itself, or even cultural barriers. That's where the real problem is hiding. And one more to really drive it home. You see dirty streets. That's a symptom. You could go organize a big one-day cleanup, and it'll look great. But guess what? The streets are going to be dirty again next week. The root causes are systemic. There's no real waste management, no recycling options, and low public awareness. You have to fix the system itself. Okay, so you're probably asking, how do we actually do it? How do we become these detectives who can uncover these hidden root causes? Well, the good news is you don't need a magnifying glass. You just need a couple of simple but really powerful mental tools. Our first tool is just beautiful in its simplicity. It's called the 5 whys method. It's a technique that basically forces us to dig past that first obvious answer. Let's just walk through it together. We start with our problem. Why do women earn low incomes? Well, because they sell their products cheaply. Okay, but why? Because they have to rely on middlemen. And why is that? Because they lack direct market access. Why? Because they lack the right skills. And finally, why? Because they have limited access to education. And boom, just like that, in 5 simple steps, we went from a surface-level symptom to a deep, actionable root cause. Our second tool is awesome because it helps us map out the entire problem, just like a tree. We can actually see its deepest roots and its highest branches. It's called problem tree analysis. I want you to think of it like this. The trunk of the tree, that's the core problem we see, like low income. The roots, hidden down there under the ground, are all the different causes feeding into it: lack of skills, no market access, and the branches, stretching out for everyone to see, are the effects: poverty, dependence. It's such a powerful way to see the whole picture. So, as we bring our little investigation to a close, we arrive at a final verdict: a fundamental shift in how we should look at problems, and maybe more importantly, the people who are affected by them. And this right here, this is so, so crucial. People are not the problem. They aren't lazy or incapable. The problems we see, from poverty to pollution, they exist because the systems around them, the economic systems, the educational systems, the social systems, they are not working properly. So the key takeaway is we need to fix the systems, not blame the people. This really requires us to be ethical detectives. It means we absolutely have to avoid jumping to conclusions or blaming individuals. Instead, our job is to be curious, to be respectful, and to always, always seek a deeper understanding of the entire situation. And so I'll leave you with this one question to take with you. Think about a recurring frustration in your own work, or your community, or even just your life. What's that obvious symptom you keep trying to fix over and over again? And now, what could be the real hidden root cause that you need to solve instead?